Hi guys, Michelle Lurie Birch here, and I just wanted to say, make a little video about this Jussie Smollett thing. You know what? I'm pissed off, but I tell you what, if I was black, I think I'd be even more pissed off because, let's face it, these elite actors and Hollywood people think who the hell they are, and they get away. There's definitely a two-tier system for justice. I mean, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. Who you know. No, it's who you know. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was not very, very ladylike. But, yeah, I'm really ticked off. You know what? Because, man, that guy violated a lot of different laws. And, clearly the mayor and the police captain or whoever that was that did the investigation, yeah, they're not thrilled. They're really pissed off too, because somebody came in on the sneak and made a deal right from underneath everybody, and that's not cool, But these Democrats think who the hell they are, and it makes me sick anymore. I go to Twitter, and it's like, it's just wearing it out. Everybody is wearing this shit out, and nobody really cares about what these people have to say. They're just fed up as well. They're just happy to be making a freaking decent paycheck again, being able to pay their bills. And I've been going through like this thing with the credit card companies for almost since 2012. They have facilitated fraud, given my money away to scammers. I paid for add-on products that they were fined millions of dollars for selling because I lied about, what it did and the benefits of it. And, most of these products don't do shit. They're like inferior pieces of shit products, like any regular telemarketing scammer would do out there. And I had bought the identity theft protection from Discover, and the provider for that protection was Experian, the credit bureau. And come to find out, Experian is responsible for my identity theft because they sold my information to somebody overseas, and he was creating fulls, which is, basically a full package of like somebody's like complete, history, everything. And yeah, so when I pulled my credit report from Experian, there was like all these name aliases, these places I never lived, three social security numbers, places that I worked. There was a place that I never worked, actually, and there was a reference to what I was using for a copywritten, not a logo, but what was it? What the heck? Anyway, and nobody knew about that. There was only like one person that I ever told about that. And so that creeps me out, It seems like, I don't know, all these different phone numbers that, that were never mine. Even at the top of my credit report was like my name, like completely destroyed and spelled like nothing I've ever, like, wow, somebody like, I don't know, maybe they just heard my name or this, whatever. But, and what I've learned is that when you have credit card debt and identity theft or fraud or whatever on it, and you don't pay it because you get sick of paying. They took thousands and thousands, like over $100,000 from me, and I got nothing for that money. And a judge in upstate New York had written an article that said that 90% of all the lawsuits that the credit card companies file are won because the consumer cardholder doesn't answer to the allegations or doesn't show up to court or whatever. So you have 30 days to respond when you get served. And if you don't respond and file an answer within, that 30-day time period, they put a judge, bam, you're like, that's default. And now you have a judgment against you for the whole thing and whatever they want to tacked on there for attorney's fees. So that's, some bullcrap. Yet, when I filed my lawsuits, Discover didn't answer or do shit for 3 months, and the judge allowed him. And then the judge said they were going to dismiss my case because I filed for summary judgment. Now today I'm going to go amend my answer, and we'll see what happens. Because I had an attorney a couple years ago, and he was the bomb. And when I first went to him, he said to me, "You can't do this, you can't do that, da 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 da." Like they amend like laws and statutes and acts and all this stuff all the time. They add to it or they take some they take away. But for the most part, they add or they clarify. And this guy, after I told him like where I found stuff, he went digging and he found he found statutes that I'm sure that their attorneys don't know. I'm sure they don't know. And like, it's going to be great because you could take the same action against the credit card companies as you would a merchant, because merchants are notorious for filing fictitious information, contact information. They don't file under their real name. I don't know how many different LLCs they operate under. Their address is wrong. They never answer a phone. Nothing, it's all bogus. So, I don't know. So, God willing, please God. I'm going to launch a product so I can help people who get put in the same situation. And it's called Pro Se System Legal Armor. So look for it if you need any help. I'm going to be there. I know how to pretty much stop a lawsuit from happening with one letter. There's a way to do that. You just have to say the right things, and don't ever pay a debt collector. Never, until they've proven to you that you owe them money and that you have signed a contract with them, which you've never signed a contract with a debt collector, ever. They buy your debt from the creditors for pennies on the dollar and then tack on even more money and then harass the holy bejesus out of you and never acknowledge it either. Say, but if they call you, they try to get you, they have to send you a letter and tell you that they're trying to collect a debt. It's called a 1962G form. And you have the right to dispute the debt or any part of it. So just a little FYI for my friends. Okay, I better go because I got to get on the freeway now. Freeway of love. Remember that song from the 80s? I used to sing this song like all the time, like twice a night. All right, bye-bye.